Hi FlossTube Stitchers, and welcome to November. I don't know what the weather was like in your area, but last week we had a couple near 80-degree days, which was great. And then this weekend there's a little bit more of a chill in the air, which makes me feel like it's actually November now. And I thought I would start off tonight with our November monthly models that we have on display. I think we're only missing one. I really should do the month ahead of time because one of the ladies likes to take her pieces home, and I never think about it until it's too late. So I'm always missing like one or two models. But you can see that I'm in a different place tonight as well. When we redid the shop, I had taken down a lot of the monthly models from where they had been for a while. You know, some of them had been there for a couple months and it's time to change up the displays. And so we have a piece of furniture that's serving as a little room divider, if you will, which separates a little storage area that I put back here. And then let's see, that is the exit door, but farther over here is the door to the bathroom. So people do see this area when they're heading towards the bathroom. So I needed to, to keep it neat looking. And this display area had been used for something else. And I thought about moving all of the monthly models back here in one place. And it really turned out to be, even though it was a last minute decision, it turned out to be a really good idea. And I like having all the monthlies together, and then it lets people see more than one company too, to see if something else might be their style as well. So, so twofold, we set up this monthly area, and then it's the beginning of the month, so I'll show you the November models. I'm going to start with Cross Stitch Wonders, A Year of Mugs, because it's not yet in the frame that's on the wall, and it's also the biggest of the ones I'm going to show. So I'll start with that one. These are so colorful. They must have been really fun for Carol to stitch. So I'll put that one aside. And then from Marlene, we have all the little models from Amy Brecken's Holly Jolly All Year Long. And we do have another one where all of the months are in one piece, but this is easier to show. So that's November Turkey Santa. And then this is Bent Creek November Twirls from their monthly Snapper series. From the Heart has a series. And the reason that a lot of these are in plastic bags is because they don't necessarily have backs on them, and it's the way I display them. I hang them from a peg or put them on an easel, and I don't want the piece to drop out of the back. It's just easier. This is Carol's as well, and it's easier for her at home to just put them in and out this way. So, and also because I'm filming in a different place and I don't have a lot of table space, so I have them in a bin, and the plastic is kind of protecting them against each other in the bin. So this is a really cute series in a different shape. Then we have a couple from Hands On Design. This is Marlene's from A Year in Chalk, and I believe she only did November and December. Those were the only two that I've ever seen finished. I started this series a long time ago, and I was going to do it on one piece of, I believe it was the called for fabric, the slate from Fabrics by Stephanie. And I worked on January up in the corner, and you know what? I really just didn't like working on a big piece of fabric, so I may cut that fabric up into as many pieces as I can get to do them individually. It's probably a better idea for me, although I really wanted to have a piece that I could put up all year. I hardly have anything like that. Most of my things are seasonal. So I thought that would be nice to find a place and just hang them all up at once, but I didn't even finish January. So I must not have liked working on it. This is from Hands-On Designs, A Year in Celebrations booklet. It has all 12 months in it, and then she has a second season of that as well, which I'm thinking might be in my future. I really like this one. But I look at it every day because Kate's models are here. No, these are Carol's. But I look at them so much, I feel like maybe I should stitch the second season because that would be different. And then the third one from Hands-On Design is from her Well Hello book. Then Needle Bling Designs has a What's in Your Jar series. This is also Carol's. All of the Ada ones are Carol's. This is Primrose Cottage 9-patch series. And Carol, I think, has 2 frames that she can put these in and out of. This is the only one that we have here. And then from Stony Creek, Carol also did, this was like a 2010, 2011 series or something. I forget. I always have to look it up when I post it on social media. But they come with individual frames, if you'd like, that are pretty reasonable. I think they're only like $14 or $15 for the frame. I think the only one left we have right now is January, the one with the ice skate on it. And then this is also Carol's. This is from Sue Hillis Dessert of the Month Club. It's 4 different charts, and there's a whole border for the top if you want to put them all on one piece of fabric. But that's just perfect for November. All right, so those are the monthly models. And then my Vintage Stitch is another Pine Mountain pre-finished pillow. It was called, I think it was just called Harvest. I don't remember, but I just love it when they mix fabrics. And these are, I think these are flannel. I think they're all flannel, but this is really pretty. And I don't think I've ever shown you that one. I meant to look back at previous Thanksgiving videos from my house, but I found this in a tub of patriotic pillows over the summer. So I think it's been in there for a while, and some of those I hadn't shown. Some of them were free charts, and you know, I had never gotten them out. So I'm pretty sure I never showed you this one. I'll have to make sure I take this home. So I put it out for this Thanksgiving. All right, then we have a, oh, here's where I put it. It's kind of, every time I film in a different place, it's, I have to figure out how I'm gonna set things so they're safe and what table space I'm gonna have. And anyway, this is little, but it has glass on it. So I kind of tucked that under the shelf there. This is on loan from Kate Fulton. She stitched it, I think it might have been, I think it's the latest Halloween kit that Shepherd's Bush put out. So she had just framed this recently, took it home for October, and happened to stop in yesterday and asked if I wanted to borrow this. And I said, of course. It's a shame the order that I placed several weeks ago didn't include more of her Halloween things, but I knew they wouldn't be on display for the tour, so I kind of kept that to other models that we had on display. And it's under glass, and I don't have anyone to hold a black piece of foam core over this, so I know there's some glare, but it's really sweet. Typical Shepherd's Bush fashion. Cute, not too scary Halloween. All right, then, as I've stated in a couple previous videos, I really haven't been stitching, just based on all the work we've had to do at the shop and packing up and taking things home and reorganizing, and I think I only stitched 3 nights in 3 months. So I had to start something the other day. I looked at my WIPs, I really did, and I will get to them, but I missed a whole like 2 months of stitching for the future. So I missed stitching for Halloween and Thanksgiving, and I just really had the need to do a Thanksgiving one. So I started something new this weekend, and it's by Pineberry Lane. It came out in 2017. It's called The Fruits of Our Labor, and there's 3 little tiny Thanksgiving vignettes, and they either need to be stitched on one piece of fabric or they need to all be stitched and, put in a display or in a dough bowl or something, because you just can't leave one of them out. There's the man and the wife and then the couple together. So there's a little grape harvest, and then there's some probably fruits in a basket, and these are corn. So it all means something to me, and I've been contemplating stitching this for quite a while. One of the drawbacks was every time I looked at the gun, I just didn't know if I wanted to stitch the gun. Now, I'm not a vegetarian, neither is my husband or my parents or whatever, but I do have a few members of the family that are, and we are very conscious of that when we're serving meals, when they're visiting, that sort of thing. And I didn't know if that would be offensive to anybody, but it's historically accurate, and actually both sides of my family had hunters in them. My dad's family, we have Uncle Kenny, and he was a hunter back in the day in Pennsylvania. And I was just telling someone this story the other day. They lived in kind of a brownstone type of a house, and we would visit for Thanksgiving. I remember a few Thanksgivings there, and the other grandparents we would visit more during the summer. So we would visit at Thanksgiving, and then they would send the kids off to find something else to do while the grown-ups talked in the dining room. And we would go up to the 3rd floor, and my uncle had an office that was kind of tiny, and there was a little TV in there, and we would all the cousins would cram in there to watch TV. But he actually had a black bear head in that office and also a deer head. And I got used to it. I had to. I mean, a lot of times we would watch TV with the lights off, and so I wasn't really noticing, but I got kind of used to it, that I wasn't freaked out by it. Then on the other side of the family, my mom's father and grandfather were both hunters, and they had beagles as hunting dogs. So I thought, it's going to be fine. They're cute. They're cute little people, and I just don't want to think about the gun too much. Anyway, I had been saving this piece of lavender 32 count Lugana. I stitched, I think, a spring thing or an Easter thing on it a while back, and it was a really pretty piece of fabric, and I just wasn't selling that much of it, and I thought I really need to stitch more on it. And so I kind of worked on offering it to people and suggesting it, and I had these scraps left that gave me enough to do 3 of these. I hadn't contemplated doing this on lavender, but I was watching Christy's Halloween home tour on Java Girl Stitches, and if you watch her, you know that she's added pink to her Halloween, and I was just so fascinated by it. I've been watching her stitch all these pink Halloween things, and I commented on her video that I was intrigued and inspired by it, but I thought lavender might work well for me in the sense of adding a different color to my Halloween display. And no sooner had I written that comment that I thought, hey, I could do these on lavender. So that's what I'm doing. And honestly, I haven't had to change too many colors yet. So this is the first one I started with. Let's get the gun out of the way. But actually, the reason I started with this one is because I wanted to make sure the grape color was going to work before I changed too many colors. And I think I might do her, I might do the woman's dress in the same color. I wanted to add a little bit of lavender to each of the 3 scenes. So I needed to make sure that the lavender worked. There's no lavender in this piece. The color that Wendy had stitched her grapes in was 3860, which is like a plummy brown. And I wanted it to be more more purplish. So anyway, I like the color I chose. I did one shade darker on the green. I kept in the same family, but just darkened it because I'm only using one strand on the 32. And I changed the face color because honestly, her face color is almost white and I didn't want that. So there's not super contrast, but it's a face. You're going to be able to tell it's a face when it's done. So I don't think I changed any of the other colors yet. We'll see as I get to the two other scenes, but I'm really liking this. And this was like 2 nights worth of work. So I'm coming along. That's all I have to show since since probably July. And the only other thing that I worked on for 2 or 3 days was my hands-on design. I think it was called Trick or Treat. And I was doing that on lavender perforated paper. So I'm kind of on a lavender roll here. Okay, so I'm going to show you what's new. And I'm going to start with Little House because 2 of them are a little bulky and slippery. So I want to get those out of the way first. So they had some new charts. Let's see, I'll do one at a time and then I'll just put them right back in the bin. Okay, Bits and Pieces of Autumn. She does the nicest autumn things. I really like this. And then Log Cabin Christmas chart number 7 is Mrs. Snow. I've probably missed showing you some of these since I haven't shown new charts that often. But if it's a series, you can always go look up the previous ones. And then she has a really pretty one called Peace. And I'm not going to read you the whole thing, but I thought she wrote this poem she told us all the proper information in the newsletter probably, but whenever I see a poem, I always assume it's hers because she does write poetry. But this is what it says on the back. Georgia Douglas Johnson was an important figure of the Harlem Renaissance, the literary and cultural movement that flourished in the predominantly Black Harlem neighborhood of New York City after World War I, 1917-18. Johnson's 4 volumes of poetry established her as one of the most accomplished African-American women poets of the literary movement. And it's really pretty. It's got some reindeer and some wintry trees, and it says peace, and there's a log cabin. And anyway, I'm intrigued by that, and I know words go really quickly, so I may have to put that in my rotation. And then she has Pumpkin Hill House. And then the 2 things that were a little awkward were her 2 thread packs. And this is the 4th in the seasonal sampler series, Autumn. And it includes, I can show this because you're not going to see much of the chart, but it includes the 6 colors. So it's basically, what she's done before is the chart is pretty much free and you're paying for the floss. So I have that. And then the other new one, let me move the floss so it's really covering the chart. This is called Fall Feathers, and it includes, I think it said 16, yeah, 16 fall colors. So if you just need to add to your classic colorworks, or you think the little chicken is cute, whatever, you might want this. It's $39, and you're basically paying for the floss. So we have multiples of those. All right, Scarlet House. I think I sold a couple of them already, so I don't have all the new ones. And one of them might have been on back order. Autumn Leaves and Pumpkins, Please. Canine Quotes 2. I need to do all the dogged things. She does really cute ones. Hey, Pumpkin. And then, oh, I don't know why. That was out of order. I thought I had these in alphabetical order. This is from Jeanette Douglas. She has a set called Happy Life, and this is autumn number 1. And this is autumn number 2. I'll have to check and see if she shows these done on one piece of fabric, because that might be kind of cute if you want a bigger piece instead of a lot of smalls. And then Madame Chantilly Christmas pillows. I think I showed you the autumn ones or the Halloween ones last time. I like that reindeer. And then Christmas trees for sale. Alrighty. Scissor tail designs, little bits of autumn. Pumpkin harvest. And pumpkin squares. All right, and then these are larger charts. We have Baba Black Sheep from Erin Elizabeth. Boo's Garden. And Boo's Home. Woodland Critters Tier. Little Dove Designs has Pumpkin Cottage. And Sunflower Cottage. And then from Shannon Christine, Autumn Samplings. I would love to do this too, and I think I would dull down the colors or prim up the colors, whatever you want to say. It's a little bright for my taste, or I would keep the colors the same and do it on like raw linen. So the whole effect was a little bit softer, but I really like that one. I hope she does more of those. And I want to stitch Halloween tree, but it's after Halloween, but maybe January. Maybe I'll put this in my rotation because I really like that. I need to check out my stash of gray fabric first. And then pumpkin pie. The whole recipe's there. If you like working on black, that one's for you. And then Tiny Modernist has an ornament series. These are the first 4. Of course, I love the reindeer and the snowman. And whoops, what happened to... Oh, maybe that's the only, maybe I had 2 copies of that. I thought I had 2 different charts, but I must have just had 2 copies. That is all of them. Ooh, the fox is cute too. And the squirrel. Oh yeah, I like that all on one. All right, and then the last one I have is Quirky Critters from Twin Peak Primitives. This is so cute. I love the rabbit, I love the fox, I love the dog. Really, really cute. That one's a cat. I think it doesn't show up as clearly because of the colors, but it's really cute. So you get all of those in one book for $21. All right, now back to, because I forgot to say it at the time. Oh, I'm not very organized, and they're all, like I said, they're slippery. They are, oh, here it is. Sorry. This is going to be this week's gift. And I didn't think of a question, but how about what is your favorite thing about the season of autumn? And then I'll put you in the drawing for that. Okay. All right, I think I got through my list, and we'll do the winner of the holiday hang-ups from last week's video is Sherry Olson, who goes by MSW4Change on YouTube. So I'll be waiting to get her mailing address. And then the winner of the $25 Spooky Slideshow gift certificate, it's a $25 to use on shop merchandise, is Sheila Wilson. And it doesn't always work out this way, but sometimes there's a huge benefit to providing more photos because you get more chances at the gift certificate. So that worked in her favor this time, but thanks to all 4 ladies who provided pictures for that video. Okay, I guess I'm done for tonight. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.